Well, that's like the first protest, like when you came out, like, so you sort of diffused the situation and then you got in trouble for it. And as soon as you start talking about Mark of the Beast, they come and grabbed you. And it's like, okay, maybe it is really happening.
I like the way you said that, because I did diffuse the situation. Everyone was starting to get rowdy, and I got on the stage to calm everyone down. And the police don't arrest me until I start calming everybody down. Gee, that must have really pissed them off that I was trying to calm people down.
It's almost like they want us to revolt. And they want us to like stand up against them, and then they've got every excuse to bring in whatever kind of martial law they want. Even though lockdowns is technically martial law, it's just with, nice cushioning around it, nice like a pillow to make it more flat, more less forceful sounding.
That's right.
Rather than the prison.
Problem, reaction, solution. Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of it's about, because like I just find that since the pandemic started, they've changed the rules on protesting, and we can't just go out and protest willy-nilly unless everyone's out protesting. And I'm all for that, but it's like protests can't be the same because of their tactics. And they've shut down protests, like the protests that were going on worldwide that I was always like keeping on top of, whether it was like in Hong Kong or in Europe, in like Cuba, I think, and just all other places. And to see the people's power stand up, and then that's been quashed because of COVID, and everyone's too scared, and then they use, if there's a protest they don't like, they use that as an excuse and say there was like 50 people there when there was 5,000. But and it's all just like until the people throw the TVs out. Like I think that was a meme that you had going early on, where people were breaking the televisions.
Smashing an old TV in protest. It actually, mate, it got sent all over the world. Everyone was talking about it. It was weird. And it was only like 20 or 30 people that ended up doing it. But it got some serious, what's the word I'm looking for? It did get noticed. Yeah, it definitely got noticed.
Yeah, well, but this is the thing that it's like it's one little seed can like produce so much that, and like you were saying before the podcast, one little drop you don't know which drop's going to lead to a waterfall, And for me, I just think that we are so powerful as an individual that it's actually an amazing thing that they have to try so hard to keep us controlled and downtrodden. And whether you want to say people are hypnotized or under spellcraft or like psychologically worn down, it all means all the same thing, like, and it's all like biblical as well, like demons and all this stuff. And it's like, well, the demons in psychological terms means, and the voices in your head, and it's like it means the same thing. It's like in reality, in the outcome of within our realm, but just like they have to use so much to keep us down. It's just amazing, and we need to find that power that we have. And
well, I think that the people that run the world, the real people that run the world, have engineered everything for a very long time to create an oppressed society. It's not about prosperity, and it's not about, being the best version of yourself, right? These people, everyone says, well, I got a PhD. I'm like, that's great. You got a PhD in a subject that they've created and implemented in a way they want you to execute that knowledge to further their agenda for their cause. Good on you. So that's why you don't see what's happening, because you've been indoctrinated in their schools with their knowledge. Box. Yeah. And it's like, no wonder you can't see. And some of the people that are the worst culprits of being completely oblivious to this are the educated ones, are the ones who've gone through, because they have this sense of arrogance. Like, I've been to university, I know a lot better than you now. Well, no, you don't, because you should be able to see what's going on. If someone says to you, well, this thing protects you, it's like, okay, cool, I'll take it. But then they say, oh, no, hang on, it doesn't protect you totally. What do you mean it doesn't protect you totally? Well, I can't guarantee you won't catch it. You can't guarantee you won't spread it. Oh, okay. But you should always hope that everyone around you has got it as well. Why? Doesn't it protect me? Well, no, you can still get it. It just won't be as bad. I thought you said I was protected. Well, no, you did. You're not. It's like they just keep moving the goalposts. And I don't know about you, but when I got vaccinated for Hep A, Hep B, I wasn't told that everyone else needs to be vaccinated so I don't catch Hep A or Hep B. I thought I'm vaccinated now, right? Isn't that what it was for? And we only got one, right? We didn't have to get more than one.
Yeah, that's why they changed the definition on that word as well.
Well, I have to get 16 of them now. Every 6 months, they want one.
Well, there's 150 million more on order or something, 200 million or something doses for 25 million population. So
the educated can't see
10 boosters. Well, this is the thing. It's like the highly educated, the smartest people out there are the most hypnotizable. And it's like, so I have 2 degrees. I studied psychology, and that's what we learnt throughout schooling and just throughout life. It's like the smartest people, the highest IQ, are not necessarily the wisest. And it's like almost a scale that sort of that tips upside down. Yeah, and
it's not always the case. There are some really intelligent people who have seen this for what it is and spoken out, and they've been silenced. They've been wiped off all social media. They've been removed off all different platforms in terms of YouTube and all these other places, right? And they've had to go and create their own private platforms and get their information out there from other ways. But they are a very select few, and the large majority of the people are basically in this state of cognitive dissonance. They don't want to believe that something's going on. They're comfortable in their little bubble, believing that if they just follow the rules, the government's going to give them their life back.
Yeah, and it's like, you start talking about this stuff, and it's like, that sounds scary. And it's like, I'm not going. But then they just go back to watching the Netflix and all that. And it's almost like you can speak to a friend of yours and have them convinced, like, fully on your side. But then because they don't turn the TV off, within a couple of days, they're like fully gone back thinking the other way. So it's like a constant battle that we're having for the minds of people almost.
Yeah, that's right. It is a constant battle, and it's actually quite draining, man. And it does take the energy out of you. And when you're in a position of mind where you actively put yourself out there, you just feel. Everyone says, Fanos, you've done so much, and I don't feel that way. And even though I've done everything I've done, compared to most of your average people out there, I have done a lot, and I have sacrificed a lot, and I have created a lot of awareness. But when I start seeing a permanent pandemic laws bill trying to be passed, I'm like, no, I've got to do something about this. I've really got to try and help out with this. And I wish I could do more. And, having the bail conditions sort of put me back, because then I had to choose, okay, do you want to go to jail and be silenced totally? Or do you want to just try and help in other ways as much as you can? And it's hard to see people at these protests getting shot with rubber bullets and stuff going, man, I would love to be at these places, not being shot at. I'm saying prior to that, I would love to be at these places and be able to show my support. So it's a hard road, man. And you want to do as much as you can. And it's an interesting life as well, though, because you got two sides. You got people that greatly support you and absolutely just say what an amazing job you do. And you've got the other side who are completely blind to this. And they are the ones that attack you. Like, how dare you? You're a danger to the public, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not the one injecting people and they're getting hurt. That's not me. I'm not the one shooting people with rubber bullets. That's the police. Tell me who I've hurt in the last 18 months, right? All I'm doing is sharing information. People aren't stupid, though. They still get to look at both sides of the story and go, well, this guy makes a lot more sense. I'm sorry, but if someone's saying and following what I've got to say, that's not because I've got more reach. It's not because I'm a better speaker. It's because what I'm saying makes more sense. You've got everything the news says. You've got everything that comes out of the media. They control everything the radio says, right? They control all these different, all the different dissemination of information. Yet they still lose footing on what information is being shared and what people believe. That's not a result of my actions. That's a result of the holes in your story.
Well, yeah, you're the first one that I heard speaking about the fifth generation communications technology, and the symptoms of radiation and things. You're the first person I heard talking about that, going down that path. Got me wiped
off social media.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay, and yeah, I've heard, since then a lot of other people have tried to come out about it, but yeah, they really don't like that topic at all.
No, you on YouTube?
For the moment, yeah.
Be careful talking about this if it's going on YouTube, because YouTube will wipe this video so quick. Yeah, they might wipe it just because of my t-shirt.
Yeah, maybe. That's right. And then, but
you can blur out my t-shirt.
Yeah, but I'll blur out the t-shirt. I'll do it audio only. No, I'll do stick figures and lots of triangles and pyramids and things.